This is a heartfelt space to cherish memories, celebrate journeys, and remember the impact of personalities who touched our lives. At the same time, we'll share updates on WWE legend Bronson Reed, whose resilience and leadership behind the scenes keep shaping the world of wrestling. Subscribe now to stay connected and honor their inspiring legacies with us. Billy Graham, born Eldridge Wayne Coleman on June 7, 1943, in Phoenix, Arizona, was a professional wrestler and bodybuilder whose larger-than-life personality left a lasting mark on the wrestling world. Before stepping into the ring, Graham found success in bodybuilding, even training alongside Arnold Schwarzenegger. His impressive physique and commanding presence made wrestling a perfect fit, and he debuted in 1969. Taking on the name Superstar Billy Graham, a nod to the famous evangelist, he quickly became known for his flamboyant style and charismatic interviews. With bleached blonde hair, tie-dye attire, and a sculpted physique, he stood out in an era when wrestlers were more straightforward in their presentation. But it wasn't just his look that drew attention. Graham's promos, full of rhymes and swagger, were revolutionary, setting a new standard for wrestling personalities and inspiring future stars. In 1977, Graham reached the peak of his career by defeating Bruno Sammartino to win the WWE, then WWWF Heavyweight Championship. This was a monumental moment, as Sammartino was one of the sport's biggest legends, and Graham became one of the first heels to hold the title for an extended period. He defended the championship successfully for nearly 10 months, proving he was more than just a flashy entertainer. He was a top competitor. Graham's influence stretched far beyond his championship reign. Wrestlers like Hulk Hogan, Jesse the Body Ventura, and Ric Flair drew inspiration from his look, promos, and approach to being a larger-than-life character. Yet his career was not without struggles. Injuries and health issues, worsened by steroid use, took a toll, and after retiring, Graham faced hip replacements and liver problems. Despite these challenges, he remained an outspoken figure in wrestling, sharing insights and experiences with fans and fellow performers alike. In 2004, Graham was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, cementing his place as a pioneer of the sport. When he passed away on May 17, 2023, at 79, the wrestling world lost one of its most influential figures. His legacy, however, lives on in the countless performers he inspired and the enduring impact he made on professional wrestling. Giant Baba, born Shohei Baba on January 23, 1938, was one of the most influential figures in professional wrestling, both as a performer and as a promoter. Towering at 6 feet 10 inches, Baba's presence in the ring was impossible to ignore. But beyond his size, he captivated fans with a rare combination of technical skill, athleticism, and charisma that made him a true standout in the sport. Baba began his wrestling career in the 1950s, quickly earning a reputation for his talent and dedication. His journey eventually took him to the United States in the 1960s, where he competed for several promotions, including the Worldwide Wrestling Federation, WWWF. In America, he became known not just for his imposing stature, but also for his ability to engage audiences, turning matches into memorable spectacles. His bouts against other wrestling legends helped raise the profile of professional wrestling internationally, introducing Japanese wrestling talent to a global audience. However, Baba's most enduring impact came after he returned to Japan. In 1972, he founded All Japan Pro Wrestling, AJPW, which under his guidance grew into one of the world's premier wrestling promotions. Baba emphasized high-quality in-ring action, a commitment that helped shape the style of Japanese professional wrestling for decades. Beyond promoting matches, he nurtured and trained countless young wrestlers, helping to build the next generation of stars in Japan. Throughout his career, Baba captured numerous championships, including the prestigious NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Yet perhaps his greatest legacy lies not in titles, but in the respect and admiration he earned from fans and peers alike. Even after stepping away from active competition in the late 1990s, he remained deeply involved in the wrestling world, shaping AJPW and supporting the sport he loved. Tragically, Baba passed away from cancer, but his influence continues to be felt across the wrestling world. He is remembered not just as a giant in stature, but as a giant in heart, vision, and dedication, someone whose contributions helped define professional wrestling in Japan and around the globe. Billy Two Rivers was born on May 5, 1935, in Kanawak, Quebec, and went on to become a celebrated figure both in professional wrestling and in his community as a Mohawk leader. His journey began in the ring in 1953 after being trained by the legendary Don Eagle, a former world heavyweight champion. That February, he made his professional debut in Detroit against Rose Martino, marking the start of a career that would span more than 2 decades. Throughout the 1950s, Two Rivers made a name for himself in the wrestling world. He formed a formidable tag team with Don Eagle, and together they captured the NWA Southern Tag Team Championship. By the 1960s, his career had taken him overseas to the United Kingdom, where he became known not only for his wrestling skills, but also for his proud representation of First Nations culture. Wearing a feathered headdress and performing traditional war dances, he brought a unique presence to the ring that drew crowds and left a lasting impression. He also competed in the United States, Japan, and across Canada, becoming a well-traveled journeyman who connected with fans everywhere he went. Beyond the ring, Two Rivers devoted himself to his community. After retiring from wrestling in 1977, he turned his focus to the governance and well-being of the Mohawks of Kanawaki. He served as an elder, chief, and counselor, lending his voice and leadership during critical moments for his people. One of the most notable was the 1990 Oka crisis, when he played a key role in leading protests to defend sacred Mohawk land from encroachment, demonstrating the same courage and determination that had made him a respected athlete. Billy Two Rivers passed away at the age of 87, leaving behind a remarkable legacy. He is remembered not only for his achievements in professional wrestling, but also for his steadfast dedication to his culture and community. In both arenas, he exemplified strength, pride, and resilience, inspiring countless individuals and ensuring that the story of the Mohawk people and their fight for their rights remains alive and honored. Buddy Rogers, known to the wrestling world as the original Nature Boy, was born on February 20th, 1921, and became one of the most charismatic figures in professional wrestling history. From the moment he stepped into the ring in the 1940s, Rogers captured the attention of fans with a mix of technical skill and larger-than-life personality. His flair, charm, and confidence set a new standard for what a wrestling star could be, inspiring countless performers who came after him, including legends like Ric Flair. Rogers' in-ring style was both precise and entertaining. He had a mastery of technical wrestling, but paired it with a showmanship that made every match memorable. Among his signature moves, the figure 4 leg lock stood out, a move that would go on to become a cornerstone in wrestling repertoires for generations. Fans didn't just watch Rogers wrestle, they were drawn into his persona, invested in every move, every taunt, and every victory. One of Rogers' most historic achievements came in 1963, when he became the first ever WWE Champion. Holding this prestigious title cemented his status as a trailblazer in the sport. But beyond his championship accolades, Rogers' real influence lay in how he elevated professional wrestling as a form of mainstream entertainment. He had an uncanny ability to captivate crowds, sell out arenas, and make audiences care deeply about the stories unfolding in the ring. Even after his retirement, Rogers remained a revered figure in wrestling circles. He shared his wisdom with younger wrestlers, mentoring the next generation and passing down lessons from his remarkable career. Despite facing health challenges later in life, he continued to be celebrated for his impact on the industry, remembered not just for his victories, but for the personality, showmanship, and charisma he brought to wrestling. Today, Buddy Rogers' legacy endures. The Nature Boy persona he pioneered continues to influence wrestlers worldwide, shaping the way performers connect with fans and carry themselves in the ring. Rogers wasn't just a wrestler, he was a pioneer, a showman, and an unforgettable icon whose mark on professional wrestling will never fade. Joseph Michael Laurinaitis, better known to wrestling fans as Road Warrior Animal, was born on September 12, 1960, and became one of the most iconic figures in professional wrestling history. Alongside his tag team partner Hawk, he formed the legendary duo known as the Road Warriors, or the Legion of Doom in WWE. With their distinctive spiked shoulder pads, striking face paint, and intense, no-nonsense personas, the Road Warriors quickly became one of the most recognizable and dominant teams in the wrestling world. Animal's career took off in the mid-1980s as he and Hawk stormed through promotions like the National Wrestling Alliance, NWA, and World Championship Wrestling, or WCW. Their in-ring style was a perfect blend of sheer power and precision, featuring high-impact moves that left audiences on the edge of their seats. But it wasn't just their athleticism that set them apart. It was their ability to connect with fans, projecting a larger-than-life charisma that made them unforgettable. Together, they captured multiple tag team championships and carved out a legacy that influenced countless wrestlers who came after them. Beyond the titles and accolades, the Road Warriors helped redefine what it meant to have a badass persona in wrestling. They combined elements of punk attitude, raw physicality, and showmanship in a way that felt genuine and thrilling. Animal's imposing presence and undeniable energy made him an essential part of the duo, helping to cement their place in wrestling history. After Hawk's tragic passing in 2003, Animal continued to honor their shared legacy. He made occasional appearances in the wrestling world and remained deeply connected to the fans who had supported them through the years. In recognition of his contributions to the sport, he was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2011 alongside Hawk, a testament to the lasting impact they made as a team. Road Warrior Animal passed away at the age of 60, leaving behind a legacy that extends far beyond championships. He is remembered not only as a dominant tag team wrestler, but also as a performer whose passion, intensity, and heart helped define an era of professional wrestling that continues to inspire fans and athletes alike. Bronson Reed, born Jermaine Haley on August 25, 1988 in Adelaide, South Australia, grew up with a fascination for professional wrestling that would shape his future career. From a young age, he was captivated by the larger-than-life personalities that filled the wrestling world, especially those of towering and agile performers such as Bam Bam Bigelow and Vader. These inspirations not only instilled in him a love for the sport, but also provided a blueprint for his own style, blending imposing size with surprising athleticism. Reed's early life in Adelaide was marked by a natural curiosity and drive to push himself physically, and this dedication ultimately led him to pursue professional training locally. Even during these formative years, his coaches and peers recognized his potential, noting not only his physical presence, but also his eagerness to learn, adapt, and evolve. Wrestling became more than a hobby for Reed. It was a calling, one that would take him far beyond his hometown. Despite the challenges faced by Australian wrestlers attempting to break into international circuits, Reed's combination of raw power and developing technique quickly set him apart, and he began to envision a career on a global scale. This vision laid the groundwork for the international journey that would define the next stage of his life and career, preparing him for the rigorous demands of both independent wrestling promotions and eventually WWE. Wrestling journey, international circuit to WWE. Before making his debut in WWE, Bronson Reed embarked on a rigorous and diverse journey through the international wrestling scene, honing a style that blended power, agility, and showmanship. He competed extensively in Japan, most notably in pro wrestling NOAH, where he was exposed to a level of technical sophistication and storytelling in wrestling that shaped him into a more versatile athlete. In Japan, Reed learned the value of precision, timing, and connecting with audiences through a combination of athletic performance and character development. Beyond Japan, he also wrestled in several independent promotions in the United States, including well-known organizations such as Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, PWG, and Progress Wrestling, where his ability to dominate larger opponents while executing unexpected high-flying maneuvers began to draw significant attention. These experiences provided him with a well-rounded foundation, allowing him to seamlessly integrate brute strength with agility, a combination that would become his signature in WWE. By 2019, Reed had demonstrated enough promise and unique talent to be signed by WWE, beginning his journey in NXT, the company's developmental brand. Upon entering NXT, Reed quickly made an impact, displaying a tenacity and presence that resonated with fans, who appreciated both his in-ring prowess and his larger-than-life persona. The transition from international circuits to NXT was not only a professional milestone, but also a personal affirmation of his perseverance and commitment to wrestling, confirming that his years of hard work and adaptability had prepared him for life on one of the world's largest wrestling stages. The evolution of Bronson Reed, NXT to Raw. Bronson Reed's career trajectory in WWE reflects a steady evolution from a promising developmental talent to a main roster contender with significant fan recognition. During his time in NXT, he faced a variety of opponents, from smaller, agile competitors to other super heavyweights, which allowed him to showcase versatility and adaptability in the ring. One of the pivotal moments of his NXT tenure was his participation in the Gauntlet Eliminator match in April 2021, where his victory earned him a shot at the NXT North American Championship. This opportunity culminated in a memorable triumph over Johnny Gargano at NXT TakeOver in Your House in May 2021, marking a milestone in Reed's career and solidifying his status as a formidable competitor. The championship win highlighted not only his physical dominance, but also his capacity to connect with audiences through dramatic and emotionally engaging matches, a skill that distinguishes successful wrestlers from their peers. Transitioning to WWE's main roster in 2022, Reed made his presence felt on Monday Night Raw, quickly establishing himself as a credible threat to the top stars of the company. His matches on RAW combined his trademark power moves with bursts of surprising speed, and he often demonstrated an ability to carry storylines and rivalries in a way that elevated both himself and his opponents. This period of his career emphasized Reed's growth from a developmental talent to a main event caliber performer, capable of delivering high-quality matches while maintaining a character that is both imposing and compelling. Moreover, this evolution underscored his resilience and adaptability, traits that would become essential in navigating the physical and professional demands of a full-time WWE schedule. In-ring style and persona. Bronson Reed's in-ring style is a unique amalgamation of power, agility, and relentless intensity, characteristics that mirror his persona as a dominant force in WWE. Standing over 300 pounds and around 6 feet tall, Reed's physical presence alone is formidable. But what distinguishes him from many super heavyweights is his ability to combine strength with agility, executing moves typically reserved for smaller athletes. Signature maneuvers such as the tsunami, a top rope splash, exemplify his surprising athleticism and have become fan favorites, demonstrating that size need not limit creativity in the ring. His matches are defined by a measured combination of brute force, technique, and strategic bursts of speed, which often leave audiences in awe of his versatility. Outside of his physical skills, Reed's persona has consistently been that of a focused, no-nonsense competitor who respects the craft and takes pride in his work ethic. This has allowed him to maintain a reputation as both a credible performer and a character who commands attention without excessive theatrics, balancing intimidation with professionalism. While his aggressive style is central to his appeal, Reed has also been mindful of his health and longevity, adjusting his performance as needed to mitigate injuries and ensure sustainability in a physically demanding industry. This blend of power, agility, and character depth has made him a standout performer in WWE, capable of delivering compelling matches against a wide range of opponents, from technical specialists to fellow giants, and establishing a long-term presence in the company. Notable feuds and matches. Throughout his career, Bronson Reed has been involved in several high-profile rivalries that have highlighted both his physical dominance and storytelling ability. His feud with Johnny Gargano in NXT is remembered as a defining moment, culminating in Reed capturing the NXT North American Championship and showcasing a compelling contrast between Gargano's speed and technical skill against Reed's power and resilience. Upon moving to Raw, Reed's rivalries took on a larger scale, most notably his encounters with Braun Strowman, another iconic figure in WWE known for his size and strength. Their matches have been characterized by displays of physicality and strategic pacing, where both competitors push each other to their limits while maintaining audience engagement. A particularly significant moment was their last Monster Standing match, which underscored Reed's capability to handle high-intensity, physically taxing encounters. While Reed did not emerge victorious in that contest, the match highlighted his endurance, skill, and ability to elevate the drama of a storyline without relying on excessive theatrics. These rivalries are not merely about wins and losses, but about building narratives that resonate with fans and provide a platform for Reed to demonstrate his full spectrum of abilities, including agility, power, and mental toughness, further solidifying his position as one of WWE's standout performers. Health concerns and recent developments. As of 2024, Bronson Reed's career continues to advance, but like all professional wrestlers, his journey has required careful management of his physical health. While there have been no reports of major injuries for Reed himself, his matches against other physically imposing opponents, such as Braun Strowman, have occasionally highlighted the inherent risks associated with the sport. During their recent Last Monster Standing match, Strowman reportedly sustained a groin injury following a Samoan drop, emphasizing the physical demands placed on both athletes. Reed's own health appears to be stable, but maintaining fitness and avoiding long-term injuries remain priorities given the physically taxing nature of his matches. Concurrently, the interference of Seth Rollins in that match has set the stage for potential future storylines, potentially shifting Reed's focus to new rivalries while managing the intensity of his in-ring work. Additionally, discussions surrounding other WWE stars, such as Bryan Danielson, have circulated regarding health concerns, but Danielson is currently under appropriate medical care and active, reflecting WWE's broader emphasis on athlete well-being. Reed's professional trajectory demonstrates the balance between performing at an elite level and monitoring health carefully to ensure career longevity, illustrating the importance of injury prevention, recovery, and strategic match planning in a demanding industry. Financial considerations and career sustainability. While Bronson Reed's career trajectory has been largely positive in terms of in-ring success and fan recognition, financial considerations play an important role in his professional sustainability. Like many wrestlers who transition from international and independent circuits to WWE, Reed's earning potential has grown significantly with increased exposure, merchandise sales, and main roster opportunities. However, sustaining a career in professional wrestling also requires careful planning, particularly given the physical demands and unpredictability of match scheduling, potential injuries, and market fluctuations. Reed's contract with WWE provides a level of financial stability, but diversifying income through appearances, endorsements, and other ventures is common among professional wrestlers seeking long-term security. By managing both performance and financial planning prudently, Reed is positioning himself not only as a top-tier competitor, but also as someone capable of navigating the practical realities of a high-intensity career, ensuring that his professional and personal life can remain balanced even as he continues to push boundaries in the ring. Bronson Reed's future in WWE. Looking forward, Bronson Reed's future in WWE appears promising, with multiple avenues for professional growth and continued fan engagement. His established rivalries, including the unresolved tension with Seth Rollins and potential ongoing storylines with Braun Strowman, provide platforms for high-profile matches that can elevate both his status and the overall entertainment value of WWE programming. Reed's adaptability, being able to transition seamlessly from power-based matchups to more technically nuanced contests, ensures that he remains relevant across various match types and storylines. Fans and analysts alike anticipate that Reed's combination of size, strength, agility, and ring psychology will enable him to remain a cornerstone of WWE programming for years to come. By balancing the physical demands of wrestling with careful attention to health and career management, Reed can continue to deliver engaging performances while building a legacy that spans both character impact and athletic achievement. Additionally, Reed's growing popularity in merchandise, media appearances, and fan engagement positions him well to expand his brand both within and beyond WWE, suggesting a career path that could remain financially and professionally sustainable well into the future. Conclusion: the legacy of Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed's journey from a wrestling enthusiastic child in Adelaide to a major WWE main roster star, exemplifies the combination of talent, determination, and adaptability required to succeed at the highest levels of professional wrestling. Across his international experience in Japan, the independent circuits in the United States, and his eventual rise through NXT to RAW, Reed has consistently demonstrated a unique ability to blend raw power with surprising agility, creating a style that is both compelling and effective. His championships, high-profile rivalries, and standout matches illustrate a career built on dedication, skill, and a careful balance between performance intensity and health management. As he continues to evolve within WWE, navigating both opportunities and challenges, Reed is poised to leave a lasting mark on the industry, building a legacy that reflects not only his physical capabilities, but also his professionalism, strategic thinking, and enduring connection with fans. Whether in high-stakes rivalries, championship pursuits, or crossover media ventures, Bronson Reed embodies the modern wrestling superstar, a dynamic, resilient, and versatile performer whose career trajectory promises continued impact and relevance in the years to come.